The 655th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code MMA SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Heidi ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 655 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Kendrick Lamar for showing up at the Sphere on Saturday. Watching the
I did it again.
Funny the music had to come back on.
It's been so long.
So long. There you go. Yeah. At least you didn't stop on my joke. Yes. If you watch the event, you'll know why saying Kendrick Lamar was there. It's funny. So thanks for coming to the show. This is not a UFC episode. I am not Kendrick Lamar. I am Jeff Chalks Fox, aka Taco Fox, and we, as you've seen by the title of this, since you're not watching us live, it's the Cage Warriors episode. We've got no UFC this week, but lots and lots and lots of top regional events to cover. So much that some that we would have covered in the past, we aren't going to even have time for. So we got 5 regional episodes coming up for you. This one is going to be we're doing 2 Cage Warriors episodes in one here. A couple of cards that are have been ravaged, lost their main events and stuff like that. But we're still hopefully going to find you some winning plays for that. And then, time allowing, we'll probably talk a little bit of UFC 306 at the end of the episode. Maybe we'll just talk about the prelims because it all went to hell. Well, all went to hell once in terms of fight quality and in terms of our picks. It all went to hell once the main.
Well, we should talk about the fact that we hit our lock and our dog, which isn't good enough for burner accounts on Twitter, but everybody else seemed pumped about it. Yeah, maybe
that's Gumby. Everybody, Gumby Vreeland. Yeah. Everyone say hi.
What's up, guys? Maybe pay attention to the one we like the best, because those tend to be the best ones to make money on. This Cage Warriors card got beat up a little bit, but there's a handful of prospects I really like on the Saturday edition. I guess they're Friday and Saturday. On the Saturday edition, we do get a guy who is supposed to be in maybe one of my favorite matchups of this entire Contender Series, and he had some visa issues, and now he's fighting on Cage Warriors while he waits to try to figure those out, which is kind of a bummer because I both loved his fight. I'm of course talking about Luke Riley for anybody. I don't need to be coded. Luke Riley was supposed to fight Kevin Vallejos, who is he's a really fun prospect too. So for that fight to have just dropped off, that was going to be a barn burner, a lot of fun. And so it's good that we get to see Luke Riley anyway.
Yep. We're supposed to have title fights both nights, right? And both of them have been postponed. Is that right?
I know we were supposed to have one on Saturday, but I don't know if we were originally had one on
Clamp and Webb.
Got postponed. Webb fight. That one got canceled so long ago. I almost forgot it existed.
That was Saturday. Then Friday, Tapology still says we're getting Sheehan versus Bakar, but we're not, right?
No, Giannis Bakar is, I think, dropped out of that fight. He was on. You of course know this because you're the biggest Ultimate Fighter fan in the world. He was on this season's of the Ultimate Fighter. Oh, wow. Giannis Bakar, he got knocked out or submitted real early, and then he had some weird hissy fit in the house.
Nice.
It was literally the only drama this year. He came back in and called the person who beat him's name and was like, "I'm gonna get you," and he didn't really mean it. He was then faking it, I guess, but it was real uncomfortable.
Great. That's what we like. Real uncomfortable moments. Hopefully there'll be plenty on this episode, mostly around pronunciation. For the person who commented about the pronunciations, whether it's intentional, if it's an ongoing gag, or if it's unintentional, I would say yes to both.
I would say D, all of the above.
Yes. All the above. It's ongoing. It's an ongoing thing because
I know it's a Richie Lang. Yes, I know it's a Richie Lang, but Kiori Lang or Kiori was how he was. Yeah, remember when he first came to the UFC, it was Kilang Iori, and it was in a backwards form. Now it's all one word. So it's fun to throw it back to.
And I would like to say it's not just us. So we're just as consistent as UFC broadcasts, I would say. No joking. Like you said, for instance, right there, or whatever his name, Richie Lang. His name just became that a couple fights ago. They were not pronouncing that before. So anyhow. All we have to do is stop doing research on fights, and then we could get hired by the UFC. We could be another DC, right? Don't know anything about the fighters or how to say their names. But anyhow, it's all fun. We're having fun here, as are our NFL and college football guys, because those seasons are in full swing. And make sure you are subscribing to the Sports Gambling Podcast and the College Football Experience for free picks for every game against the spread. ATS, we call that in the biz. So check it out, YouTube podcast catcher of choice. And YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're almost there. We're almost at 1,000. And then we'll probably stop bugging you about subscribing. Then we'll probably start bugging you about watching the videos and not skipping the ads. That'll be the next thing, right? More than likely. So all this, don't turn notifications on. That stops. All right. We're going to Manchester for Cage Warriors 177 Unplugged. They're both Manchester. Yeah.
Right on.
Heading north. Manchester to the BEC Arena. Back-to-back nights. We're doing the Friday. And first, that would be Cage Warriors 177 Unplugged. Told you where it is. It is noon on Friday. That's good for you degens with 9 to 5 jobs. You're going to love MMA while you're supposed to be working. So lots of fun there. Like I said, it was Sheehan versus Bakura, but we have lost that fight. I think the new main event we shall be covering. Gumby has picked a couple fights from this one, 3 fights from Cage Warriors 178 that he likes, and then he's going to give you some bonus picks at the end. So people looking for us to break down 20 Cage Warriors fights, it's not going to happen. Sorry.
But if you want more picks, pretty much anybody who is consistent or shows up in the Discord, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, and it's like, hey, Gumby, how do you feel about these two? I will either give you my immediate opinion about those two fighters, or, and I do this all the time, I'll watch a little film on both of them and give you an opinion. Like, if you are regular in our Discord, or you're just getting ready to become a regular, I'm always happy to chat fights that maybe we didn't get a chance to.
Gumby's for the people. He's for the people. All right, we're kicking things off with the lightweight fight. Irishman Adam Shelley versus, where is this man from? What's that flag again?
Romania,
yes. Marin Vetrila. 3 5-minute rounds. Hopefully I mispronounced that name. 155 pounds. Vetrila first. No odds yet. Sorry, we're ahead of the game here. Some of you people like it when we do have odds, but we can't release 5 episodes on one day. But we have to kind of space these things out. So we don't have any odds, as I do a fake laugh there. We have no odds here, but Gumby's pretty good at guessing. And if he's not good at guessing, then you shall see if there's value when the line drops. So Vetrila, 4-1, 2 knockouts, 1 submission, never been finished in a fight, 0-1 in Cage Warriors. He's won 2 straight, both via finish, 6 years younger than Shelley. Shelley's 5-3 with 2 knockouts. He's been knocked out himself once, submitted twice. So he's been finishing all his losses. 4-2 in Cage Warriors. He's won 3 of his last 4. But he did lose his last fight via submission, and he's 5 inches taller than Vetrila. We don't have reach, but you got to assume he's probably got a pretty good reach.
He's got some pretty long, gangly arms. Yeah, I'm gonna say Vetrila, pretty big favorite here, like -200, probably a +175 on Shelley. I've been called out by people in the past for being an Adam Shelley hater.
Oh, really?
And also, he's got a brother too, right? And I'm pretty sure I hated on both of them in the same episode. But get this, I'm going to take him as a dog here. So all of the people on the...
Are you being swayed?
He's an Adam Shelley hater. No, here's the thing. Vetrila, if you watch him fight, first of all, he gives up tons of takedowns, and he doesn't even look like he's trying to stop them. I think he likes working off of his back, which is actually going to be a theme of the night, because the next fight, we've got somebody who likes working off of his back quite a bit too. And the thing about Shelley is, first of all, on the feet, I think he's going to have an advantage, because Vetrila looks a little bit tentative to exchange it all. On the feet, he backs up. Do I love Shelley's striking? No, as I've mentioned before, I'm a Shelley hater, but he's long and rangy and going to force the fight to probably be at range, because I don't think Vetrila closes the distance well. And when he does, a lot of times it's at the risk of being taken down. And Shelley, despite my reservations about him, the one thing he does really well is he scrambles. Obviously, he didn't scramble all that well in that Ieuan Davies fight. But that's because Ieuan Davies is phenomenal at that, and we're going to be talking about him later on in the show. But he's a good scrambler, and he comes out on top in a lot of positions that you don't expect him to come out on top of. And with Vetrila being a guy who is already kind of a terrible wrestler in terms of his defensive wrestling at the very least, and if he does engage in the wrestling, I think there's a good chance he gets countered. I'll take Adam Shelley, especially if he comes in here as a dog. I think he's going to come in as a dog because of the 5-3 record, the submission loss, the fact that Vetrila, do you say he had a couple of subs on his record too?
1.
One. Okay, so not a ton. But like Vetrila is a guy who I think between his record and who he's fought and the fact that he's won a couple in a row, Shelley's only 5-3 and he's coming off of a loss. I think you're going to get him at dog price, and I think he out scrambles them and does better on the feet here. So give me the dog play on my favorite fighter, Adam Shelley.
What other show could even be accused of being an Adam Shelley hater nor a stan? That's the thing, right?
It was really wild when it happened. He was like 5 and I want to say he was only 5-1, or no, it had to have been 5-2 because he only lost his last one. But it was before the Ieuan Davies fight. I'm almost positive somebody was like, "You're such a Shelley hater," and I was like, "What does that even mean? He's a regional Irish fighter."
Ryan Shelley would be the brother. I just googled it.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. He hates neither of them. Okay. And most of you people don't even know who these people are. So, all right. We're going what we think will be the main event, right?
Yeah, I do.
It is a 155 again, lightweights. Chasen Blair, United States of America. That could be a British name though. Florin Pîrtea. He is from, what is that flag? Gumby. He is from, do you know where he's from?
Romania. I thought it was Romania.
Yeah, he's Romanian too. Yes. Good one, Jeff. Good one. Now all the flag stands are going to come after me. All right. Pîrtea is Minero Jr., which Minero is a character in Zelda. I don't even know that character. I've played a lot of Zelda, but guess I'm not a nerd, right, Gumby?
You played a lot of Zelda and you hated on the Dragon Ball Z, folks.
Yeah. Yep. Minera is 8-2. Not Minera. Pîrtea. He's 8-2, 1 knockout, 5 submissions. He's been submitted twice. This is his debut in Cage Warriors. He's won 3 of his last 4, but he did get submitted in his last fight. That was back in December of 2022. He's been playing all the new Zelda releases since then. He's not won since June 2022. He used to fight up at welterweight. 1-2 as a pro kickboxer, 2 years younger than Blair. Blair is mestizo. I don't know if it's a proper nickname to say what it means, but you can Google it if you want. He's 5-2, 4 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been submitted once, so he owes his rounds. All those fights have taken place in Cage Warriors. He's won 2 straight and 3 of 4. He's fight at welterweight, an inch taller than Pîrtea, and I believe he was a collegiate wrestler. I don't think he was like an all-American level, but I think he was an NCAA wrestler.
You're correct. He was a college wrestler, and pretty much from anything I've seen of him, my handicap on Chasen Blair is he's got the wrestling. And it seems like he's lacking the submission game. Not for anything. He fought Ahmad Suhail Hassanzada, who's going to be fighting on Contender Series on Tuesday, and had a good takedown. Hassanzada rolled through to a knee bar and knee barred him and tapped him out in the first. And so Blair, if he could level up his jiu-jitsu, would be really great. Now, I'm thinking that Blair comes in here. He should come in as a -300 favorite. I'm thinking it's going to be the low 2s because of that fact where he has sort of a submission hole, and the fact that Pîrtea is a guy who loves working off of his back. This guy is like a pull guard kind of guy, throw up an arm bar, happy to be on the mat kind of guy. Maybe that's a theme with the Romanian fighters here. I think the problem for me here is it's twofold. First of all, in order to catch Blair in a submission, you kind of have to be a little bit craftier, right? You're not going to catch him in an arm bar from guard. He's very safe. He flares his shoulders. He throws ground and pound with intention, but not with reckless abandon. I just think you're going to have a tough time catching him with that kind of thing. And then second of all, I think Blair could just choose never to go to the ground if he really wanted to. He's a better wrestler and he's a higher class in terms of striking. I think he's faster. I really like his forward pressure in fights. So for me, Pîrtea is a guy who sort of relies on his opponent to walk into what he wants. And like I said, he's got a bunch of subs, but he doesn't have one in 4 years. I want to say it's 4 years. 4 years since his last submission. So can we really count on a guy who hasn't had a submission in 4 years to be that's his lone path to victory? I don't think so. So I'm hoping the fact that he's a submission specialist drives the price down on Blair. But I'm all in on Blair here. I think if he does wind up in those low 3s, he's definitely a parlay piece. If he winds up in the low 2s, I'd just play it straight up.
All right. There you go. That's Cage Warriors Unplugged for now. We'll see if we probably have some bonus picks at the end of the episode before we move on to the next night in Manchester. We got to tell you about Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy Pick'em gives you a chance to win 1,000 times your entry. The NFL is back, baby, and there are a ton of Pick'em specials to get you started, plus great action for college football. The lobby is jam-packed with profit, boosts, and no-sweat entries. You can now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. Gumby, do you have any no-sweat picks for us for Underdog?
Well, I don't know about no sweat picks, but it is Monday Night Football is coming up tomorrow. It's the Atlanta
on Monday. Actually,
Monday.
tonight.
Oh, I guess it's today. We are we're putting that one out there.
No,
today.
It's Monday, Gumby. It's Monday.
It
okay?
is current.
You went to work today. It's Monday.
It is currently Monday. I am going to say the higher on Jalen Hurts passing yards. God, do I hate the Phillies, but I just don't trust that Falcons defense. So give me Jalen Hurts higher than on his passing yards.
All right. You said the Phillies. You hate the Phillies, but I assume you hate the Eagles as well. Eagles.
I mean, I hate all Philadelphia sports teams. Come for me on that. Yeah, no, that's all I get to say.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
I'm fine with that. That's probably the best thing out of Philly right now, or a Philly cheesesteak.
That was the next question. Okay,
yeah.
You cut down on the time there. No, I'm wasting more time here anyhow. All right, sign up with the code MMA SGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. You can buy a lot of Philly cheesesteak with $1,000. UnlockFantasy.com promo code MMA SGPN. That's MMA SGPN. I don't know why I rushed through the most important part. Our code. All right, the next night, which would be Saturday. This is good. We have no UFC this week, but we got back-to-back Cage Warrior events, which is good stuff. And they're both noon time ones, so they won't. I know you people love to party, so they won't mess with your partying unless you're afternoon partiers. This is Cage Warriors 178 Riley versus Junior. It's December the 21st, Saturday, same place, Beck Arena, Manchester, England. And as I said, noon start time. 13 fights in this card currently. But the way fights have been falling off, who's to say? We're going to kick things off. Gummy picked out the tastiest ones that he likes the best. I will go. Actually, they've changed the order up a bit. Which one you got first? Truman?
Oh, yeah, I'm going off of the order that they had on the website. Which is
okay.
The Trueman versus Hughes fight.
Yep, me too. All right. It's lightweight. All we're doing is lightweights today, apparently. Dean Trueman from England versus Gavin Hughes from England as well. 3 500 rounds, 155. Hughes, Big Tasty. So he's named it sounds like a burger. Is that not a McDonald's burger or something? The Big Tasty?
That's the Big In Tasty.
Yes. Oh, that is a burger, isn't it? The Big In Tasty?
It is. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Mr. Hughes is Big Tasty. Good nick. Have him on your show. We need to know about that nickname. Maybe we don't need to know. Who's to say? He's 10-4. 10-4, good buddy. He's 4 knockouts, 5 submissions on his resume. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once. 0-1 in Cage Warriors. He's dropped 3 straight fights. He's only won 1 of his last 5. Not very tasty at all. He's not fought since April 2023. He's not won since May of 2019. That's pre-pandemic, people. That's how long ago that was. 1-2 in Bellator, an inch height over Trueman. Trueman, 10-8. 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted 3 times. 4-6 in Cage Warriors. Yikes. These guys. He used to be the featherweight champion of the world before his fortunes have faded. He's lost 4 straight fights. He's not fought since April 2022. He's not won since December 2018. That's before Gumby even had any kids, right? No kids then.
No kid.
One kid? No kid?
He was very young.
Okay. He had a kid. Yes. 1 kid. 2011 pro MMA debut. All right. Break her down.
So both these guys have been awful lately, which is kind of makes this a fun one to break down. In Trueman's defense here too, those losses are to like really high level competition because he was the champ, and I think Cage Warriors still books him like that up until this Hughes fight, and now one of these guys has got to get back on the board. I went back and I watched their most recent fights, and I'm like, it's all so bad. I'm not sure how much I can glean from it, but the biggest thing I gleaned from the most recent Dean Trueman fight that I watched, his balance is really bad. Like anytime he was in the clinch, it looked like somebody was foot sweeping him and nobody was there. Like he just like fell over a couple. It looked like he had an inner ear infection.
Knocked out one too many times, maybe.
Maybe also just like he was so weary of something his opponent was doing. I was trying to put sense to it and put it this way: you couldn't draw any conclusions. And for me, with a guy who's falling over a little bit too easily here and up against Gavin Hughes. And like the thing about Gavin Hughes is if you want to go back to when he was winning fights, which granted, as you mentioned, really long time ago, but when he was winning fights with takedowns and top pressure and control. And like you mentioned, he's got 5 knockouts. I want to say 4 of them are ground and pound finishes. And then 4
knockouts, 5 submissions. So he finished people.
Yeah. So the submissions are because his ground game's nice. All of the knockouts, I better TKO due to ground and pound. Like, that's just the type of fighter he was. So, I don't know. I think here, if I had to guess, I'm going to say Hughes probably in the like -150, -175 range. And I'm going to take him here because I just don't trust Trueman and his ability to stay off of his back anymore. Like you said, it's maybe he's been knocked out too much lately. And also just like Hughes, when he was winning fights, looked really good in that realm. So like maybe he returns to that.
We shall see. Yeah, he's been punched in the body knockout in 2021. Morgan Charrier knocked him out in 2019. So maybe it's not the knockouts. Who's to say? But he hasn't fought. Actually, never mind. He hasn't fought since 2022 anyhow. So who knows?
He's had time to recover.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not a head injury, but we do hope that he loses.
But it was against if I'm not mistaken, it was against this like 22-year-old Italian fighter. And I was like, why does he keep getting thrown to the ground by this Italian fighter who, like, I don't even know if he wanted to engage in the ground game with him. Like the Italian guy just kept like, I don't know, like engaging the minimal amount in those exchanges, but like it didn't seem like Trueman knew what he was doing in there.
Yep. Guess what weight class we're going to go to next, Gumby?
Lightweight.
Lightweights. I never noticed this when I was breaking them down, but yes, this is a lightweight fight as well. Ieuan Davies from Great Britain, Amaury Jr. from Brazil, of course, because he's a junior. 3 5-minute rounds, 155. Junino, so Little Junior is his nickname. He's 16-11. Another one with a stellar record here with 1 no contest, 4 knockouts, 12 submissions. So he's finished everyone. That's very impressive. He's been knocked out 6 times, submitted once. Not as impressive. 1-1 in Cage Warriors, 3-1 over his last 4. Won his last fight via TKO. He's fight at bantamweight and featherweight, but you heard we're doing a lightweight episode, so he moved up. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get the shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Get sticky with it. We've had some stickiness in the Discord lately too, so good stuff. 2005 Pro MMA debut for Junior Davies. Not much to tell you about him. Hopefully Gumby can fill in some of the blanks here. He's 5-0, 1 knockout, 4 submissions, so he's finished everyone. 3 of those fights have taken place in Cage Warriors, so Gumby definitely will know him. And he used to fight up at welterweight, and that's all I got.
Yeah, he's the one who beat Shelley, remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy you hate. That's right.
Yeah, the guy I hate, Adam Shelley. No, he's my favorite fighter today. Ieuan Davies is really great at scrambling. He's also gritty as hell. Even when he's in bad positions from time to time, he works his way out. He's going to give us the old Ronaldo Lopez, tough as hell, even when he gets popped and damn near submitted, and he's going to come back and win those types of fights. But I actually don't even think he's going to wind up in a bad position here. Amaury Jr. is a guy who backs up way too much in fights. His shoulders get damn near against the cage almost every time he fights. Ieuan Davies has got good pressure. In addition to that, I saw Amaury Jr. in one of his fights get a body lock, go for a takedown, and he wound up in bottom mount despite having double unders. And I was like, oh, if that's how you're scrambling against Ieuan Davies, who, like, I just lauded the scrambling ability of Adam Shelley, right? I said Adam Shelley, good scrambler. Adam Shelley got out scrambled by Ieuan Davies. So, like, that tells you what level Ieuan Davies is. And this guy's down here looking like he's pulling mount. So I'll take Ieuan Davies. I'm guessing, if he's any less than -600, I'll be shocked. Like, this is one of those ones that Cage Warriors put on. It's clearly a showcase fight for one of their youngins. And I like Davies quite a bit. But
he doesn't like him as much as Adam Shelley. He loves
Adam Shelley's my favorite fighter this episode. Yes, correct.
Adam Shelley Stan in the house. What was the number of Davies you said? Sorry,
I said if it was less than -600, I'd be shocked.
Wow, that's what I missed you saying. Okay, we got one more fight to go in full on, and then we'll see what Gumby has for the bonus, the lightning round. Who someone on Facebook said they love the lightning round. So not sure if that was the person who suggested we do it to begin with. That would probably make sense, but nonetheless, this is our new main event here. Luke Riley. He is from England versus Alexandre Jr. I assume he's not related to the other Junior because Junior's just nicknames. He's 6'2".
I don't think so, but I also don't know.
Yeah, who's to say? Riley versus Junior. Junior Ja Rule is a nickname. Oh, great! That nickname really has aged well because everyone loves Ja Rule still. He is 6'2".
Is Ja Rule problematic? Am I?
No,
he's just not popular anymore.
He never was good, but yes,
that's every thug needs a lady, right?
Maybe, I don't know. I checked out from. I had given up on hip hop.
Somebody in the comments, let me know if every thug needs a lady is Ja Rule.
Yeah, all you stands out there, please let us know. This is a different Ja Rule. We're talking about Junior. He's 6'2", 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once. This is his Cage Warriors debut. He's won 3 of his last 4, including he did get TKO'd in his last fight though. He's fight down at bantamweight. Riley 9-0 with 6 knockouts. All those fights taking place in Cage Warriors. He used to fight at bantamweight, 3 inches of height, 6 years younger than Junior. So another guy they're probably hoping to build up here, right? Now the junior's not good.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure what they did here was they found him an opponent because he was supposed to be fighting, I think, a week from now, or actually it might have been the Tuesday after he's supposed to fight on Saturday on Contender Series, and it didn't happen. He had to pull for a visa issue, so I think they just dialed up a whole bunch of numbers, saw who they could find, and this is what they came up with. And for me, Riley, all of his combinations are slick on the feet. It's what I was excited to see him against Kevin Gallegos, because he puts his combinations together. Anytime he hits you and hurts you, he gets you back against the cage and he just unloads. Love the elbows, and Alexandre Jr., I don't know really what's to say. He's just like infinitely slower than Luke Riley, and I don't think he'd score a takedown. I think his paths to victory are next to zero. I think you're going to see like a negative 450 next to Luke Riley's name, and I'd still throw him in parlays at that.
All right, there you go. Throw it in a parlay episode as well. All right, before we move on to the bonus round and recap and all that good stuff, and maybe some UFC, we're going to tell you about Bet US. We are brought to you by Bet US. Bet with the best in the business, Bet US. Bet US has been around for more than 40 years. You can bet anywhere. Bet US is available in tons of locations, including internationally. That would be me. Bet US has a massive props menu, same game parlays, and some of the best boosts in the business, plus an all new live betting experience. Easily deposit using cryptocurrency and get lightning fast payouts. So check out all their MMA and UFC lines on there. You can use our link to sign up and get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. Go to sportsgamblingpockets.com/betus. That's sportsgamblingpockets.com/betus. Promo code SGPN, so they know we sent you. Bet US, America's favorite sports book. Have you ever wanted to create your own sports betting model for football? Do you even know what a sports betting model is? SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting lines, for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. Build your model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or press build a model for me. Rhythm gives you predictions for every game and player prop, and also has a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis to give you even more betting insights. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpockets.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpockets.com/RITHMM. All right, recap what Gumby's got. First night, Friday, noon Eastern start time. Cage Warriors 137. He's got Blair in the main event, Shelley in what probably will be the co-main event. The next night, or next afternoon for us on the East Coast, noon Saturday, Cage Warriors 178. He has got, I didn't mark it down, you got Riley, right? What was the number you were hoping to get on Riley?
I said like negative 400.
Yeah, boo. Okay, Riley, Davies, both of them probably very big favorites. If they're not, jump on them. And then you've got Hughes, the big tasty. Hopefully he has a small favorite at the very least. So, all right, lightning round, crash, bang, boom, zap. You got 2 events to choose from. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I'll give you one from each. I'm going to start with LFA, Cage Warriors 177. I'm sure the number will probably be astronomical, despite the fact that she's only 1-0. But Riri Hudson looked so damn good in her first pro fight. I'm pretty sure she was a lightning round pick at 0-0. And I was like, hey, get in on Riri Hudson. She's the real deal. She won, very, very convincingly. And I'm like, let's double back down on there. I think she was a big number last time. If she's a big number this time, maybe it's just parlay fuel. The other one I'm going to go with is Steph Murray. Another guy who made his pro debut, only 1-0 at the current moment. But I really liked what I saw from his grappling. Like, I was like, this guy looks like he can. I mean, he took the back and got a rear naked choke in almost no time. But all of the technique in there looked really good. So I've from what I've gathered and as far as information, he looks like he's going to come in as an underdog. So Steph Murray might be kind of like a fun underdog to play here.
All right, there you go. You're all set for Cage Warriors. We are done for now, but we're back tomorrow. Invicta is back and running. They picked a good week because no UFC. So they got a pretty decent looking event with some familiar names and a title bout at the top of it. So we'll cover that tomorrow. In the meantime, as Gumby mentioned already, the Discord is the place to get a hold of us. One of the places, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. YouTube comments are open as long as you subscribe. That would be MMA Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Twitter, SGPN MMA. Gumby runs that. So all your burner accounts, you can send Gumby hate there. I don't see them, so feel free. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm Jeff Fox, writer there and on Instagram. I've got a Substack. Check it out. Thank you for everyone who I got a bunch of subscribers last week because you wanted to play the pick'em contest for UFC 306. So thank you everyone who has subscribed. Once the UFC is back, I will have more pick'em contests running, but I will have articles running regardless whether UFC is running or not. A lot of them numbers based, stat based, gambling based. So check it out. moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has the Top Turtle MMA podcast, who always has interesting people on it being interviewed. Who is on it this week, Gumby?
We're going to be talking to a pair of the women on Invicta this week. We're going to be talking to Jamie Edenden and Maria Jusic.
Excellent. That fits in perfectly with tomorrow's episode. So check that out. And of course, we can be found at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. If you want cool gear like we sport, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. And if you want more content from us, of course you do. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We shall be back tomorrow. Big Tasty Jeff Fox. And what's your Ja Rule, of course. Gonna be real. We'll talk to you then.